What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerdcastle. It's time for another episode of Satisfactory. My name is Splattercat. Really happy to have you here today. Swing out for a little while in this little gully that we're currently trying to make things work inside of. And so it's going to take some work. Like, if we want this thing to function over here, it's going to take us some dedication, and it's going to take some staring and kind of squinting and figuring out how we want to make this all do its part. So we've got a couple of smelters over there. Those are going to have to move because the iron's on this side. Frankly, the building space in this area is a little bit limited. We may have to build, like, vertically and make it work that way, I think. That might be a big part of where this goes in the future. We're producing that over there. We've got the mine right here. I don't think I want to run things out of this mine, though. I may actually go with these two mines over here for our iron production. I think the hub is also going to have to move. We may want to put that on top of the bluff over there. Like, we're in a weird spot right now where I think that we just got to do better. And so anyway, let me get this node out of the way. And then we'll look into the things that we need in order to get the two things built over here. The two mines, I think, are the next big part that I really want to fiddle with. So there we go. So in order to make a miner, we have all the stuff for the miner. That's going to go over here facing that way. That's going to go right there. But I need another miney-bot boy. Okay, so where my miney-bot boys at? Those right there are like smelting their little hearts out right now. We already have the mine set up on that side. Let's get... Yeah, I'm going to craft another one. Let's go over here and we will whip out very, very quickly a new miney boy. I have enough stuff for one of those. Fantastic. Well, it's a good thing that one is all that I need. One is the loneliest number, not everything. You can be as bad as one, but that's the only number, like the number one. All right, so we got that right there. We'll slot that bad boy in. That looks to be mostly parallel with that guy. It's probably off by like one rotation, but it's good enough. I'm happy with the way that it looks. All of our sandstone up there. Let me go get some more foundational material, man. We need some more concrete. And so I don't really know what my plan is right now. To be honest, I don't know that I have a plan. That area down there looks much better for what we're trying to accomplish. It's a lot flatter. It's got a little bit more open space. But let's try. Let's try over here to do the best we can with what we've been given. I know that sometimes when faced with constraints like this, it's easy to panic the first time around and freak out and be like, I don't know how we're going to make this work. But, oh, there is fall damage. Looky there. Looky there. We actually took some damage. Okay. I'm fine with that. I'll probably disassemble this guy right here just because, like, it's not really necessary. Like, that dude can probably go. Probably not even going to use it in all fairness. But yeah, this either needs to be scooched back all the way over here or put up on that bluff right there so that at least we have all this space that we can build our base inside of. That's the part that I'm a little bit worried about for right now, is just that, like, I don't think we have enough floor space on this side to do what needs to be done. I've played the game a little bit at this point. I streamed it over at twitch.tv/SplatterCatGaming, and what I found was space is going to be pretty limited, even when you have, like, wide open maps that give you, like, all the space in the world. Even when you have loads and loads and loads of space, it's going to be a challenge to get everything to fit in. And this time around, we don't really have any space at all. And so this should be kind of an interesting endeavor in order to get this all to work. Put those over there. Definitely need my wires. I don't think we need the taser anymore, so I could probably just sit that in there and not even think about it anymore, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I will need those wires, though. All right. Looks good. I'm willing to bet that these are probably done over here. We'll worry about... Actually, I should probably do it right now rather than later. Yeah, let's do it now rather than later. I was going to move the hub. Let's move this thing over. I don't know if I want it to be up top or if I want it to be down here. Did it give me... Do I have the hub parts inside of here? Nope, it put them inside of a chest. Hold on, let me go grab the hub parts, and then we'll get some motion going. And then really what we want to do right now is basically just build a giant foundational area out here. That's pretty much it. We're trying to create like a giant foundation. If I could fit the hub up there, I'd be stoked about doing it, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it's not going to work. Can I build the hub right here in this little... Yeah. Build it in this little crevasse then. Damn it. I need it to be flipped around. I want the power cables to be facing the other way if it's going to be over here. There we go. So I want that to be facing right there so we can take it out the backside and then we'll be good to go. Both of these guys are going to have to move. Like, we're going to be doing a fair bit of relocation in this episode. I think. Just kind of reorganizing and getting stuff where we want it to be before we freak out too much and put it in the wrong spot. So give me a second to reorganize and then we'll get moving. Okay, so I've rearranged the inventory. It's all good to go. And we got everything up in storage chests right now. And what we really want to dedicate ourselves to is creating a foundation for all this stuff we're about to be doing. It'll give you a nice little organized, contained area where we can put in all of our machines, we can get it all organized, we can figure out what it do, what it doesn't do, all that good stuff. We're going to need a chainsaw to break down a lot of these trees and things later on, but for right now, I think we should be mostly functional. So let's get to work on that. I'm going to do these little foundations right here. They look good to me. Those trees are annoying, but I'll deal with it. All right, so we'll probably start this like right over here. Perfect. And then one thing at a time, just foundation building. Once we get this all mashed out, that's off-center, isn't it? It's off-center. You little bastard. I wanted so badly for you to be what I wanted you to be, but unfortunately, you resisted me. Out here trying to be organized and do the best that I can to make the factory that I know we're capable of. And you're just making it hard. Making it hard. You're adding all kinds of regulations and building codes and things that just make things complicated that don't need to be complicated. Like, so what if my factory is built in such a way that it blows up every now and again and kills like a whole bunch of workers? So what? Like, you know, people came to this hostile planet expecting a little bit of problems. They didn't come out here thinking that it was all going to be perfect from the get-go, all right? It's just that, you know, you're going to struggle a little bit when you're on the hostile Xeno planet. All right, so the beginnings of our foundation are down. This is going to be our long-term factory for the remainder of the game. I'm thinking from where we're at right now, we are going to have to build vertically, which fills me with all kinds of just chagrin and worry. Like, it concerns me. I don't know how it's going to go, but, like, I'm not good at vertical building in this game. I'll be honest with you, I'm not good at building at all in this game. It's just not something that I excel at. I need to grab all of that. I need to pick up the miner as well. Once the miner's in our inventory, I actually think we'll be better off if we rededicate that miner because we've got both of these mines over here doing their thing. I think it'd be better if we repurpose this miner to go over to here to produce the things that we need. I do think it'd be a good idea to put a miner right there with a conveyor belt so that we can start pulling some limestone into the base as well. But it'd be cool if we get the factory to go up and then down and it kind of builds on this little area. It kind of like hangs off the side of the precipice. Be a cool idea. I don't know functionally how we're going to get that to happen. But experimentation is never against the rules out here. So we'll give it our best go. Got that. And then now what I really, really need is I need to have that right there. Cool. With 3 of those, we should be able to get much, much, much more foundation done. The final thing we need to do is we need to somehow get power all the way from over there to over here. Should be easy enough. I don't think it's going to be too much of a struggle. We really just need to, like, disassemble all of this. There we go. And that power line right there, well, I probably shouldn't have done that, but sometimes things don't go according to plan. When you try your best, but you don't succeed. All right, so what I need is power poles. Unfortunately, power poles are going to require more concrete. I swear to God, I go through so much concrete in this game. This game will definitely make you lay down some concrete. You will be a concrete worker by the end of this thing. I can promise you. All right, so with the concrete that we have, I would like a power pole to go like over here. And then if that line will fit over there, sounds absolutely, positively great. And then I'm going to need another power line over here. I'm going to put that on 2, put that on 3. There we go. All better. You can hotkey your stuff, by the way. In case you didn't know that, you can hotkey all the little thingies the way they need to be hotkeyed. And then we'll take this. And that should run back over to there. And then one final pole, maybe like right here. Or maybe like centralize it over here. I don't know. I mean, honestly, that'll fit in both directions, so I think it's fine. We'll take that up to there, and we'll take that up to there. These should both be mining now as soon as I put some fuel inside the little Jenny things. And what I'd like to see... is maybe just one more row of foundation over here. Just to get it nice and clean. This guy over here, we're going to have to do some finagling on that one, and I don't want to block that walkway either because no matter what we do, well, I guess I could run the conveyor belt off the side over here to make it a little bit more clean when we're bringing limestone in, but basically one's going to swoop around this way. This is not super organized right here. It's a function of what we have to do in order to get this going. Each one of these mines can take 2 smelters, but make sure you space them out well enough. So, like, let's say that I've got a smelter maybe, like, right here. I don't know if it'll be able to make that turn with the conveyor belt, but I'm going to try really, really hard to make it happen. And then we'll put one right there. I don't know if I have room for a splitter or, like, a merger right here, but we'll try. And then what we'll do is we'll make it so it's perpendicular. So the merger or the splitter will go right here, and one of its outputs will be directly facing that, and the other one will be facing that way, normal to it, so that it comes in from here, and then we don't have to do anything weird or janky with this second conveyor belt in order to get it into place. But there's both of our guys right there, which is looking fine. Fine, just fine. We are going to need more power poles, so I would say to put a power pole maybe like right there, just so it's in the area. And I don't know if I want to run from this dude over here. Might as well. Let's do it. So we'll run from that guy right there to the split right here. It's fitting through the middle just the way that I wanted it to. And then we'll take this, and we will take that to there, and that to there. And that's going to handle the outputs for just this mine right here. But unfortunately, until we have the merger, we're not really going to be able to do a whole lot with that. So it's going to take us some time. But I think we should dedicate. Let me get both of these fired up so at least we're producing materials over here. And that's looking good to go. And once that's done, we can move things around and do a little bit better. The other thing that we can do is we can take some of this biomass over here. Is that what that is? Oh, that's sulfur. Okay, I don't want sulfur. Sulfur can go back. But one thing that we can do is we can create biomass out of leaves. That will help out a little bit with our power concerns. Although we'll really want to convert. I find converting wood is much more effective. But I don't really have a whole lot of wood right now. So unfortunately, biomass is going to be a little low. A little tiny bit low. The good news is biomass lasts like 10 times longer than just leaves by itself. So this right here should be enough to get us cooking with fire on all these facilities right here. So if you take a look, we've got ourselves, the mines should be functioning. These guys right here have no input. That's okay. We're going to deal with the inputs in just a minute. For logistics, I don't have the merger, so let's go back over here to our research station, and we're going to figure out if we can get the mergers and the splitters real fast, because there's really no point building if it's going to be super inefficient at the front end. I'm okay with the layout being messy, as long as we're getting decent efficiency out of it, but there we go. That's what we want. So what do we want? Splitters. When do we want them? Now. So we've got enough bars right there. I don't know if we're going to have enough to get this done. We may have to subsist on ghetto engineering for right now, I think. Maybe. So for now, so at least we're not completely and totally wasting our time over here. Oh, I need more plates. Ain't that a bummer? Okay, so we got the plates now. That can be handled. Let's jump on in here, and I need these belts to do their thing. It's going to be ugly for a minute, but there's not much I can do about that. It's going to be ugly, but it's going to work, alright? And that's all that really matters. I've trapped myself inside of a conveyor belt. 1 second. That happens from time to time when you're dragging this stuff around. I've gotten trapped inside conveyor belts on several occasions. The conveyor belts are super, super, super easy to use, so don't panic about them too much. They basically drag and drop. It's very, very easy to design your conveyor belts. It's not quite as difficult as in like Factorio, where you've got to place like each little segment down and figure out where it goes. It's very easy to create like a nasty spaghetti base in here if you really, really want to, with conveyor belts going over each other, under each other, around each other, not really knowing how the whole thing functions, but knowing that it works. There you go. The output from one of these mines is enough for 2 smelters, and that's why we're working on the splitters right now, because until we have said splitters, we're going to be a little bit stuck. I'd like to have a look over here, figure out what's going on. So we got the mine on this side. We had the power run out to this location. Hopefully we've got some copper sitting around inside of this thing. If we do, we'll throw that into the backpack. In addition, I'll probably swing out and grab the sandstone as well so that we can make some more concrete and keep expanding the factory floor and making it larger. It's got no power. Okay. I thought I hooked it up for some reason last episode, but I guess that I didn't. We definitely don't need this many power poles. Now that I'm a little bit more experienced with the game, this many power poles is not necessary. We can run those around. While we wait for this, there are other things that we can do. We can go back to the base and we can actually hook up the MAM if we want to. And we can start researching some of the objects that are laying around. We can also clear out this guy right here so that he's outputting to the factory floor. But I'm a little bit concerned about how that's going to work. This mine is not flush with the rest of the mines. So we may have to do some nasty twirly-do business right there just to make it work. All right, so the MAM, if you're wondering where that's at, it's inside of this little area right here. We can take this and we can actually put stuff inside of it to research it if we want to. It takes a while to get done, but like let's say that we have an alien carapace, right? We can take the alien carapace, and with the alien carapace, we can drop that inside of there. Pretty sure anyways. Oh, it's got to go in here. There we go. And then we can begin the analysis of it. It's going to take like 8 minutes in order to get it done. But I think something good happens once we get that concluded, so we'll find out. Maybe by the end of this episode. The other thing that we need to do is if I've got like iron laying around inside of here, I could desperately use it right now. Yeah, perfect. That's what I'm talking about. Man, that was a crafting extravaganza. I've been sitting here for 5 minutes just holding down the button. 5 minutes of holding down a button. But on the plus side, we are now ready to go with this so we can get our splitter and we can start working in the direction that we want to work in. Because this is, like, important. We do, like, need to get this done. And so we push the button. If you go outside, you can watch the rocket take off from right there, and it'll bring back some more technology for us. That should also allow us to have a little bit more inventory space, which is nice. Helps out a tiny bit. Let's go see what's going on with the smelters or whatever. I assume that they're probably backed up over here. Yeah, I was going to say. I had a feeling. That's okay. It's all right. So what we want to do right now is we're going to kill off both of those. And really, it's kind of a ugly situation over here, but what we want to do is we're going to go in and we want to make ourselves a conveyor belt splitter. This conveyor belt splitter is going to go like this right here. So that's going to take an input and it's going to turn it into 2 outputs. Conveyor belt has an invalid shape. Well, ain't that something? That's a bummer. Why has it got an invalid shape? Maybe I got to rotate it a little further. Let's do that. Maybe that'll work. There we go.
Has completed its analysis.
So that's good. Oh yeah, cool. The MAM's done too. Nice. All right, so that goes in there, and then this guy will go in there. Perfect. And so now we're splitting the outputs between the two. And so both these should be able to handle the outputs that are going in. We'll grab our ingots out of there so it stays working and it stays hustling because we can't have any roustabout machines over here not doing their jobs. And then we need more concrete. We are super out of concrete right now. So let's grab the concrete and then we'll head on back and we'll see what the MAM has for us. Because I'm willing to bet it's probably something cool. Like, we're probably going to be able to build, like, armor or something. That'd be my guess. The game doesn't have a whole lot of threats. I'm thinking that later on. So this game was made by the developers of Sanctum, as far as I know. You guys might not remember Sanctum because that's it's a bit of a throwback indie game. That was, like, one of the earlier indie titles on Steam. But anyways, it was kind of a tower defense conveyor belt type game. Very similar to this, in fact. You can see a lot of the influences in this game that were in Sanctum, which makes sense. You know, developers do what developers do. We're gathering all of that right there. It looks good, man. I'm really, really happy with the way that's going right there. Unfortunately, because the machine is full of ore, it's gonna still be a little jammed up. But I think splitting the output between that mine is a good plan. All right, so let's do, what's up with the MAM? Let's look at the MAM first. So what happened? The analysis of the alien carapace is completed. Please choose a new specimen on the list to begin a new analysis. Apparently,
samples are required for R&D to continue developing
really?
a defense-oriented blueprint. The creature has been named Phacocoirus plumiuscata, or fluffy-tailed hog.
Okay, makes sense. Fluffy-tailed hog seems about right. Let's grab, I want that thing. Let's see what that thing does. Can I scan it yet? Oh, it's not even on the list.
Exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
Good. I'm glad to hear that the Fix-It freighter is back. I was worried about it. That Fix-It freighter is my life. I've got to make a whole bunch of concrete, unfortunately, but we will be expanding the base out a little bit further once we get this done, so that's good. There's a building man out here. So they named it the fluffy-tailed hog. It's not good, man. I sent it to R&D, and I specifically said that I wanted to call it the hard-backed douche charger, and apparently they were against that. Apparently they were not okay with that. They were like, something about, you know, I don't know. It doesn't go along with the naming scheme. In science, we have rules. Like, I don't know. I don't listen when they talk. They say lots of things, okay? That doesn't mean I have to listen to them. And they were like, oh, the taxonomy is important. Like, whatever. Whatever, you know? Whatever. I just don't question it anymore. I just let them do their thing. They do their job. I do my job. What do I know? I'm just the engineer down here with boots on the ground, unlike them sitting up in their sky fortress doing all kinds of sciencey stuff with beakers. You know, so whatever. That's cool. That's cool. Whatever. I'm not upset about it. Do I sound upset? Because I'm not. Okay? I'm not. Let's go with a smelter over here. And we definitely want to space these out pretty well. Like, if we get these too close to each other, what's going to happen is we're not going to be able to build the constructor that we want to build in between each of these. This is also going to require another power line, so we'll drop that in over here. I don't know if it's more efficient to have the power lines around the back or the power lines around the front. I can't really decide. That's only got one output left, so it's probably a good thing that we got it where it is. Take these right here. Good. These guys are all full up, so rather than being inefficient right now, I'm going to grab these. And so that these are doing something, I'm going to put them both on iron, and we're just going to throw that in there while I get the rest of the construction done. It's probably not crazy efficient, but hey, we've got production lines moving now, which I'm pretty proud of. Getting stuff done in this game is very time consuming. I've been playing this game quite a bit, and like even small accomplishments in this game are going to eat up a grip of your time. I think we're going to need another splitter over here, obviously. So logistics wise, we'll have the conveyor splitter right here. It's going to have to face like so. We'll get our next conveyor belt. We'll take that out to there. I'm going to take this to here. And just so it has a nice, pleasing loop, I'm going to put it in right there. And then this guy can go to right there. And already, you can see we're pumping out product, which is great because we've got things to accomplish here. And a lot of things to accomplish. The ore hasn't arrived, but the split looks good. I'm happy with it. And the next thing we want to do is we got to get constructors going so that we can start, like, making something out of all this stuff. Apparently, I need reinforced plates, it looks like, for that. So I guess if I need the reinforced plates, do I have the stuff? Good, I do. Mash that out real quick. Obviously not a cheap investment, but better than nothing. And then I'm going to go through the rest of this iron making plates, and we'll get everything all nice and laid in. Now that I've got all the stuff that we need in hand, we should be able to mash out the rest of this production line. You can split these, once again, in between other outputs if you want to. Splitting these again will probably work. Like, it's feasible if you've got the space. So, like, what we could do over here, right, is we could go constructor. And then we could go constructor. That should line up, I believe. Perfect. And there's our other constructor. And then my suggestion of what we would do right here is we would take logistically, we would have a conveyor splitter right here. And I honestly think this might be a little tight, but I'm going to try it. This might be a little tight, but it looks like it's working, so no complaints from me. Then what I can do is I can take this one over here. Like so. So now we've got a splitter that's sending the ingots in both directions. I haven't really selected an output for either of these yet, but we will. I want this to be iron rods. So there we go, 15 a minute. This guy right here is going to be iron plates. And there you go. Our construction line is officially moving. Unfortunately, it's not powered properly right now. So we've got to resolve that issue. And is this guy maxed out? He's at 4 out of 4 connections. Okay. Who still has a connection left? Somebody's still got a connection left over here that I can daisy chain. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I knew somebody had a daisy chain connection over here. It's not pretty, but I usually do my power systems last after I set everything else up. So don't, like, freak out about it if the power doesn't look good right now. There's plenty of time, once the factory is all laid out, to come back and make it all function. So there you go. We're actually officially producing right now. We're officially producing stuff. What a great day to be alive. Pretty good episode of Satisfactory, if I say so myself. We got a few more things over here that I would recommend we probably get done. More than likely. And what we'll do is we'll merge these outputs over here. And we'll merge these outputs into a series of storage rooms that are on this side. And the series of storage rooms will then output to whatever, like, finalized, refined product that we need in order to make stuff work. But not bad. Not bad for a day's work. In the next episode, we'll more than likely put down a couple more constructors and kind of see what happens there. But other than that, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Satisfactory. I will see you all in future episodes. Thank you for stopping on in. Remember to like this video. If you're going to get the game, you can use Splattercat Gaming as a referral code on Epic, and it helps the channel out. I'll see y'all later. Hi-do, and that's all I got for you.